Folks, welcome to Stereo 3D Productions. I know it's been a while, and today you're probably going to be happy about this. It's time to go back to a more classic form of video, where I just take a look at something I haven't played yet and tell you what I think about it. That's right, it's time for a first impressions video. In fact, I've actually got today's video entirely recorded. It has an intro in it and everything, and I've been debating with myself for the last few minutes whether I should record this preface right now. And honestly, I am left with no choice because this has to be the worst first impressions experience I've had in several years. It did not go well, and I need to warn you before any of this video starts, do not buy F123 with the intent of playing it in virtual reality. The reason is that the VR support is completely broken right now. The problem seems to be that the game is not respecting the runtime's time warp algorithm, and therefore this causes your image not to be stable in the headset when your head moves. This is, by the way, not a performance issue. I tried 9 ways to Sunday to fix this, and there was nothing I could do. You're gonna see a lot of this on the video, but I was shocked. And this is a tragedy for many reasons. So we're about to start the video now. There's a lot of interesting things to look at, but I really need to repeat this right now. Do not buy F123 with the intent of playing it in VR. You're instantly gonna want to refund it. First off, we are graced with the control scheme that is also available in Dirt Rally in VR, which means you will be able to only use your steering to go through the menus. You will not need your keyboard. So I do have a mouse and keyboard on my simulation station, but it's not specifically for this game because this game just doesn't fucking require it, which is a really good thing. One of the most annoying things with driving sims is when you have a station that's separate from your PC and doesn't have a monitor on it because you're using VR, and then the fucking thing expects you to use your mouse and your keyboard. So now I have a Bluetooth mouse and keyboard on my station, just in case I face that problem. I put it on Elite, and then I turned a few things back on, if I'm not mistaken. Or did I? I don't even think I did. I wanted to make sure I wasn't gonna require the clutch yet, because I don't have a paddle for the clutch. I do have a clutch pedal, but it's kind of fucking weird to use that with a modern Formula One car, so I hope that works out well. Graphics settings, I wanted to go through these because there's like, oh no, it actually fucking reset. What I did is I launched the game on desktop, and this is an annoyance I can point out right away, is when I launched on desktop, it wanted everything to be on ultra, so I adjusted everything by hand, and now I launch in VR and it actually fucking resets my settings, which is that's annoying. So I don't hate what it's proposing to me right now. I'm just a little bit disappointed. I'm surprised also to see NVIDIA Reflex. I wonder if it's actually tied to the VR runtimes, because you do need a device that is compatible with NVIDIA Reflex. That's going to be very interesting. Today, I have to, full disclosure here, I am going to be focusing purely on performance, visuals, and VR implementation. They kind of go together. Your VR implementation can have good visuals, which in turn can cause performance issues. It's about balancing all these three. Is your VR adaptation good and efficient? So is it going to deliver the graphics as quickly to me as it should? And then, does that mean we get budget for performance? We're about to find out. If this is anything like Dirt Rally, it's going to be very good. Oh shit, this is running like fucking crap. Oh, holy fuck, why is it running like fucking garbage? This is like an earthquake. Wait, hang on. I need my controllers here for a moment. Holy shit. Wait a minute, this doesn't make fucking sense. This absolutely doesn't make any fucking sense whatsoever. How is this running so terribly? So the performance doesn't look terrible, but the time warp is just out of control. The reprojection ratio, it says, is 7.7%, but it more feels like 93%. And it's shaking, man. It's like not working correctly at all. This is terrible. I just want to see if I go back now. It's still unusable. This is not a usable product. Is it in the foreground? Do I have like, is it not focused or something? Oh my God. I'm just, why would you deliver this? It's literally unplayable. I am at a loss. Wow, just fuck you, man. Fuck you, EA. Absolutely fuck you. Alright, I don't know why this fucking thing wobbles so much. Here's the tragic part of this god-awful performance, is that the frame rate I see here is not bad. It's actually not bad. In fact, I should probably force it to run at 45 frames per second with motion smoothing. I fucking hate doing that. I would not want to do that. But at this point, it seems like this may be necessary because the frame rate is just god-awful irregular. It's like schizophrenic or something. Let me just see if I get back into the game. So there's definitely, first off, a problem where when you open the UI, the thing shits itself. But the next problem is right now I have correct frame rate, except this thing is wobbly as all hell. It's like over-exaggerating all my head movements, and I'm damn near certain that this is not a necessary thing, and it's not coming from Oculus. So I'm just at a loss, and this is 90 frames per second now. Why the fuck is it so wobbly? Ooh, oh, fuck. God, this track is so hard. Wow, okay, so I don't know whether I'm impressed or whether I find this even more tragic than it should be. This is a fun simulation. I have almost all the driving assists off except automatic DRS. Because right now I don't know my zones and I don't want to have to focus on an extra control, which I would have to activate and deactivate at different points throughout the track. But wow, the simulation is actually decent. Why does this VR run so poorly? If the VR didn't look this god-awful, I mean, I'm gonna mess with the settings now. I'm gonna try to go for another quick lap with some more aggressive settings. Because here's the thing, I keep increasing them along the way, and the performance doesn't improve because the performance is okay. There's something wrong with this game, either bypassing time warp or applying some time warp of its own. But there is something badly wrong with this game in VR. There is really something wrong. And it's unfortunate because despite those issues, I just ran 3 fun laps. Now, my time is embarrassing. I don't know what my last lap time is. I don't know how to consult these things, but my time is probably a good 10 seconds off anything competitive or more. That doesn't matter. The point is I feel like I'm learning the track, I'm learning the car. This is a lot better than what I remember from F1 simulations. The problem right now is, what is this? Like, I don't want to have to refund it. I honestly I wanted to like this. And I don't want to have to refund it. Ah, there we go. Oh crap, I fucking suck. If I wanted to be competitive, I'd have to do 113 on this track. And what's funny is the way I was driving is the VR performance probably doesn't help, but I felt like I was giving it my all and beyond. So yeah, that's not good. That's not good. Oh, hello, controller. Controller, you're here. You're not on the floor. Yeah, I have to keep my controllers out of the way when I run this simulation. Sometimes they do that, which can be annoying. It hasn't happened while I was driving yet, so... Okay, so here's what I'm gonna do now. We're gonna do a little experiment. I am forcing Oculus to run at half rate without a synchronous space warp. What I'm hoping is that the reprojection, the asynchronous time warp, is gonna take care of business. It's gonna be cooking, and I'm gonna get a bit of a better performance here. It's still wobbling! Okay, is it the UI? Is it the UI? Flying lap, let's try this. Jesus, fucking shaking all over the place. What the fuck, man? This is not playable. This is not I don't even have it at a degree where I would enjoy the visuals, and it's not playable. It's fucking not playable. I don't know what to do. Okay, so here's the deal. I went and dug in the settings because at this point I'm desperate. I'm genuinely desperate to get something that runs well, and I missed a little something while I was going through it that I did not miss when I was in desktop, and it's video mode. So you go in video mode, and you have your mirror image resolution here, which I think I put all the way down. I hope it doesn't change the graphics in the game. I'll be mad if it does. Why is there no filtering on the textures in VR by default? That's why all the textures look like garbage. Okay, this is gonna already look a lot better. Anti-aliasing TAA and fidelity effects sharpening, anti-aliasing sharpness. So this was on DLSS by default, and I gotta start saying that DLSS kind of sucks. I would call it a graphics mutilator. You're better off just fucking running at 100% resolution without any AA. It just looks god awful. I'd rather run FSR at like an 80% upscale than I'm really disappointed at DLSS lately. It's the few times I've got to turn it on, it would just mutilate the graphics, which is welcome to the DirectX 12 era, by the way, where publishers are like, you know, our app runs like shit, but if you apply this filter and mutilate your graphics enough, you're gonna get better results. You know, it's like, why? Things look a lot more normal with that anti-aliasing mode I put on there. The problem is I can't disable it completely, which I would like to do. I would like to just try without any anti-aliasing whatsoever, because this actually looks decent now. But I cannot play like this. So I'm gonna do yet another change. I'm gonna try to disable the space warp. Well, not the space warp, but the time warp, the fucking frame cap that I put. So now I have it with asynchronous space warp on, forcing 45 frames per second. And it's worse. I don't believe this. So let's try one more thing. Yeah, this is actually now trying to run at 11 milliseconds, which means 90 frames per second. Per res applied setting is 104, so that'll be the last change I do. It still looks like shit. This is just it runs like shit, it looks like shit. And I have... How could they waste this good a driving simulation on just... What the fuck is this even? Like, it looks a lot better now that I got access to the... Oh, no. The motion smoothing is ruining this. Oh my god. Wow. Motion smoothing can't fucking save this, because when it kicks in, it blocks the entire image to the point where I can't see where I'm going. What the fuck? Yo, I am blown away by how bad this is. Well then, the plot thickens, folks. I want to give it to you, your intro movies, your little menu graphics and everything. They're real nice. But I did a bit of reading after this horrible experience, wasting 83 minutes of my 2-hour refundable time on this game. There are forum threads of people complaining about this issue, and it appears to affect all of VR users, and they have no fix for it. That's great. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to do a conclusion to my video, go drive around a little bit, make sure that I don't do it for longer than 40 minutes, and refund the game. This is the first time ever it happens. I'm probably publishing this on Stereo 3D Productions as a sort of word of warning. Look, my word to publishers would be that personally I love VR. I want especially a driving simulation or a horror game. There are two types of games that should all come with VR support built in. But if VR is gonna run this fucking terribly, if you're gonna have something completely broken, please don't release it. I don't know why you label this as supporting VR when it's clearly irreparably broken, until you guys at Codemasters deliver an update to fix the VR support. Nobody can play this in VR. They just can't. This is not playable. This is completely broken and should not be purchased by anyone who intend to play in VR. I'd like to walk back to F1 2022 and see what that one can do. But right now, excuse me if first off I don't want to pay $80 to fucking buy a 1.5-year old game. But secondly, excuse me if I don't trust these guys anymore. You just sold me something that doesn't fucking work. You guys need to fix this, otherwise you'll get a ton of VR refunds. And then they're gonna be like, the publisher's gonna look at the comments and be like, oh, VR are so picky. Bro, it's broken. If you give us something that's broken, we're gonna fucking refund it. That's what refunds are for. So I'm seeing something that's making this... Every good thing I see about the simulation makes everything more tragic. The lighting hitting my body right now is so good that it feels like it's actually warming up my body. Like my brain feels heat, even though there's no heat. Which is so sad. I would enjoy this. I would have kept this were it not for the performance. But for the first time ever at Stereo 3D Productions, a game that has had first impressions made for it will be refunded. I'm very sorry, Codemasters, but this is not an acceptable product at all for VR. I understand that on desktop there's a lot of consumers who love this simulation, and it's actually quite good. I have to give you compliments on the simulation itself, but VR-wise, it's garbage. I also have steering issues. This is not one-to-one steering. I would need to reconfigure. I thought at Monaco I was having issues, but this is actually a little bit bad. God damn it, why can't I fucking stay flat through that? I must need to mess with setups here and everything, but this is a challenging oh yeah, definitely have to mess with setups. I'm fucking in the limiter. Like, this is a challenging simulation, that's what sucks so hard. But I'll tell you what, right now I could load up iRacing and get something that performs 10 times better, does not have a straight up bug where the head tracking just flies all over the place, and it's just, everything works better in it. So why would I keep this? It even has an F1 in iRacing. It's not as good as this. In terms of currency, it's not as current, but it's good enough that I would much rather be driving an iRacing right now. It's fucking sad, because again, I need to repeat this. This is a pretty good simulation. If you want to play this on desktop, if you have a pretty good sim rig and you're hesitant about F1 games, no, this is actually pretty good. I'm impressed. Just, I would not buy this for VR. I would not recommend this to anyone for VR. Not even my worst fucking enemy who I want to see puke all over the walls. This is bad. This is fucking horseshit VR, and it pisses me off so much because otherwise it looks like a really enjoyable simulation. I'd have to figure out the fucking steering wheel problem. Oh, okay. I see. The car just sticks through it. You don't really have to worry about slowing down anymore with these fucking cars. I want to say that this is more forgiving than iRacing, but of course this is the current car, which may actually be more forgiving than the one they have in iRacing. It's just an easier drive because of the car. Whoa! It's a slightly easier drive here. This is not easy by any means necessary. This is actually quite challenging. Whoops, too much curb. Oh, that lighting! Fuck you, Codemasters. You really have to fix this. And tell you what, Codemasters, if you fix this, please post an update so that I'm aware, because I would purchase this. I have to tell you, if this worked correctly in VR, I would purchase it. So you know that. You're doing something right. Just get the VR fixed. Holy, oh shit, holy fuck. Let's not die. Let's not die. Let's not die. Let's see if I can take this in second instead of first. Oh, I cannot. You see, hey, this is challenging. It's getting me worked up. It's getting my arms going. I don't know shit about this sim other than the F1 simulation itself has improved triple-fold since I last tried this franchise. But alas, when it comes to VR, do not buy this. It is absolute fucking garbage. I've been messing with performance settings for the last hour to no avail, only to realize that I'm fighting a losing battle. The bug this game has where it doesn't track properly your head movement is present at all times, even when you have the game running correctly. As you saw at the beginning of this video, I was wondering why I was getting 100% of my frames and still feeling like this thing is wobbling all over the place. It's really unfortunate. It's just, I would crank this up until it runs at 45 frames per second, which there is nothing wrong with if you can get your time warp to kick in. It's going to feel fine. I would have done this. but it just makes the fucking bug a lot worse. And it also tells me that I could run this thing at a much higher setting, did it not have this bug, and still get a smooth experience. This is just egregious degrees of bad VR, and I suggest you stay away from it. If you want to experiment with it, buy yourself a copy and try to fix their fucking problem, by all means, but just expect there to be a big problem. Oh, what a disappointment. Can you tell why I haven't bought one of these games in 10 years and have not given EA money in 8? Can you tell why? Yeah, there's always something, and I'll tell you honestly, I'm gonna have to try Squadron soon to see if there's something wrong with that one. Because I really want EA to give me one valid product this decade. It'd be really nice to say, hey, EA can still make something. This ain't it, fam. This ain't it. I'm moving on. Thanks for watching Stereo 3D Productions, and I shall see you next time. But wow. Just wow. And not in the good way. Holy fuck. What could be is most definitely not.